Hello everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to another Bitrix24 Today CRM webinar. My name is Vlad and I'm joined today by my co-host
Cake. All right, yes.
And today we're going to get into our 7th webinar of our CRM Today series covering analytics. So let's jump right into it, Kate.
All right, today I'm a bit nervous. I don't know the reason, but I am, so sorry in advance. During our previous webinars, we talked about benefits of having CRM system, how you can organize things and how you can manage processes. And today we will cover one of the main points of having CRM that we didn't talk before, but we must. And this is analytics. And the main point of having CRM system is control and transparency.
Exactly,
Yes.
Kate. As you said previously, we are going to continue on the portals that we've been working for before. So like we did in our previous webinars, we have started our air conditioning company. And circling all the way around the whole sales process, we are now down to, Kate said, our most important topic, one of them at least, is analytics. And we're trying to cover, why do we exactly need analytics? Well, here we need analytics because we need control and transparency. And that's exactly what Bitrix24 does for you and does it very, very simply and easily.
Yes, transparency is one of the key points, and why? What means transparency for the business? It means that you can actually access everything your business does and you can see clearly what you do and control it.
Exactly.
And basically, CRM system adds work to you. We spoke about that in the previous webinars. And this is a good thing because everything your team does, your manager do, it is all written down and reported and controlled. And everything can be counted. And this is the major advantage of having a CRM.
Yes.
That is accountancy of all the processes. Accounting means that everything you do is now numbers. And numbers is something that you control and you can enhance and make it better.
Yes, and from these numbers and these data that you do gather, you can basically come up with new conclusions. Maybe it's how your staff work. Maybe it's how different managers work on different stages of the funnel. So here we're going to break down exactly what goes into analytical reporting inside Bitrix24 and how you can use it to helpfully help your business become stronger and to where you can actually invest more money in certain fields of your business that maybe you've missed before. So that's why it's very important to have those analytical systems inside your CRM. And again, with Bitrix24, it's 100% free and everybody has access to it. So let's dive into how our Bitrix24 analytical system can help your business in real life.
And today we start with operating slice, as we call it. These reports are very fast to get. They do not need any in advance preparation. You can come to the CRM and get it immediately. And with these reports, you can cover such topics as your current state of sales, seasonal patterns, if you have any for your business. Is there any disruptions of your sales funnel processing and how to manage that? And maybe you want to build a sales plan for your team.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important here, Kate, because all of these parts, we're going to show you how you can actually use them in your real life business, in real life scenarios with our air conditioning company.
Yes.
So as Kate covered with our first operating sales, we have our sales section. So Kate, let's get into what kind of sales you might have and how might our analytical data help them out.
Yeah, let's imagine a situation. You run a promotion. You have a sale with discounts, and now you want to see what kind of impact you received with this kind of action for your business.
Sure.
And now you can do it with analytics by looking and comparing two periods of time. For example, that period of time that you had during the sale and last month, for example.
Yes.
So you see the impact your promotion made for your customers. Did you get any new customers? Did you lose any customers for some reason? This is important to know for a business.
Yep.
Another interesting thing to learn for your business is seasonal patterns and seasonality.
Yes.
Some business very heavily depend on weather on season or maybe even time of the day. So it's also important to learn and understand when it is the most profitable time to open and close your business.
Yes. And this is an important topic that people really do overlook. They kind of think, okay, well, if I start air conditioners, of course my season's going to be during the summer. I can get lots of sales and so on. But again, when we refer back to the data, you might actually be able to go back and say, listen, of course December, here we see that a lot of sales were lost or maybe not even made. So maybe we can run a sale here to promote. And then you can go back and say, okay, so during this exact period, through my sales data and analytics, you know exactly when you can run in your off season to run a nice promotional sale. And then deeper in our webinar, we'll actually explain you can target select customers that are basically much loyal to you and buy from you. And this is all going to be covered inside your Bitrix24 CRM analytics. And before we move on to our next step, I do also want to cover, guys, we cannot stress enough how important it is from step one to registering your Bitrix24 portal and keeping everything in cycle, keeping everything in house and having it all at your own fingertips. The more information you bring into your CRM system, of course, the better your CRM analytical data will be.
Indeed. And our next important thing is disruption of deals on a specific stage.
Very important here.
Yes, during our first episode, we made our first sales funnels, and maybe you have your own sales funnels right now because it's already so much time passed.
Sure.
Sometimes specific stages of funnel mean that you need to make a call or you need to make a negotiation with a client. And if you fail to perform this particular step, it means that something goes wrong. Sometimes stages are meant just to processing clients and they mean nothing. So when your managers, miss this step, it's okay. But sometimes it can mean that it is a problem there and you need to pay attention to it.
Yes.
So reporting is also helps you to find problems, not just in outside forces of your business. So not just something how clients react to your actions or even time affects your business, but how your own team affects your own business.
And that's where I wanted to touch base a little bit right there. You can actually see at what part of the sales funnel, maybe you have a certain manager taking care of just entry customers, or maybe they're just closing customers, right? And then you can kind of see, okay, well, if I get new customers, this manager does better with them, or this manager does better with closing clients. So here you get a better understanding of what managers to assign in what part of the sales process. Again, a lot of companies kind of take this for granted and they like to sit back and say, well, I know we can Skype this, we don't need to send an email here or there. No, here in the CRM analytical system, every base of the sales funnel and every part of the sales funnel is covered. So you see exactly what's missed. And then we'll actually show you later in the webinar in our CRM, you can go inside of the deal card and see which manager is working better and how they're working with each step of the sales funnel. So this is something that's people really like to overlook, but it's very important to understand how well your sales are progressing through your sales funnel.
Yes, and our last very important step is sales plan. Sometimes as a business you need to cover expenses and you plan to spend this much money. So you need to earn that much money.
Yes.
You need to always manage expenses and profits of your business, and sales plans help greatly. It's also about controlling your managers and sales team by tracking their KPI.
Yes, and again, okay, I can't stress this enough. Your KPIs that you build shouldn't be something that, every year you add on a couple of percents. No, again, you have to look through your analytical data. You got to see how each manager works, where they work best, where they're weak, and then you can adjust your KPIs. Here, we're not telling you to basically get rid of your analytical section of your company. No, not at all. We're actually trying to enhance the work that basically everyone does in the sales process. So back in the day, you might be able to get away with not making a phone call or maybe just barely talking to a client. Here, everything is broken down in the process and you see how well each person or each manager is working with your clients. at the end of the day, we understand that our clients, they bring in the revenue to your company. So you have to make sure that, your agents and managers are working well with them. And the KPIs should reflect that, and they should reflect that honestly. Again, it should be something that your manager can target, that's realistic, and can get some motivation so they can basically earn more money at the end of the day.
And right now we are done with our theory, and let's go to our account to play with some cards.
Again, guys, this is going to be the same account that we've used from our first episode of the CRM Today webinar series. We do have our successful air conditioning company going. It is in mid-season here, summer, so the sales are going. And let's take a look at how well basically our company is running and how well the managers inside the company are working too, okay?
Yes, and let's first of all visit our CRM cards as we made during our previous first webinars. And here we have contacts, how much money they spend, history of their deals, meeting scheduled. And what we're going to do today is to remind you that we created special, specific for our industry fields like space footage or address delivery requirements and so on. And this might be important for your reporting and analytics, and we will show you how.
And exactly, here from the first process, when you get into your analytics, when you get into your CRM card, you can, again, like Kate just said, when you make any required fields, anything else inside the CRM card, you can circle back to that in your CRM analytics. So start building from day one what is exactly important for you and your company, so then you can later track it in your CRM analytics.
Indeed. Let's track 7 last days, and here you can actually choose the pipeline you want to analyze. Today we will focus on inquiry and advance payment, and last 7 days, check this out. Also, if you want any specific fields, you might add some. For example, cost of materials, address, delivery requirements, model of conditioner. If you want to analyze a specific client slice for preferences, what kind of conditioners they like, you can choose this field and do it as slice as well.
Yes. So you can get as specific as you need, guys, here. So you can customize it to exactly what you need.
Indeed.
And now we see this very beautiful bar graph that we have with visual representation. I love the bright colors. It looks wonderful, Kate.
Okay. Battery too much. And we see that our conversion rate is 50%, and all our stats are here. Here we also can see the performance of every single manager we have in our CRM, how many deals they have, how many deals they lost and they won, and you can actually see how everyone works and how many clients they converse into our CRM and our business.
See, Kate, with me, I'm more of a visual person, so that's why I really pointed out the bar graphs, because right away that jumps out at me. I know people, again, a little bit older here working when you had to build physically, right, from these Excel graphs and whatnot. Here you just saw a couple of fields that you have to fill in. Right away you get the data that you need. So your next sales meeting, when you have with your sales team, you can bring this up, say, listen guys, this is how we're doing, this is how you're working, so this is what we need to improve on. Again, everyone hears the word analytics and data and they think, oh man, this is so complicated, this is so tough. That's why Bitrix24, we're breaking it down, couple of clicks, you get all the information you need right at your fingertips.
Here is one important thing I want to show you, and we have 2 sales funnel reports. What's the difference? Sales funnel and sales funnel with conversions.
That was actually going to be my next question.
And you see they are a bit different, the bars. Here you have very steep one, and here is pretty neat one. So it looks like we don't lose customers along the points, but if you look here, you see that there is some kind of drop here and there is some kind of drop here. What does it mean? All right. When your managers move your deals along the Kanban on the stages, sometimes, as I said, they might skip the stage and drop your deal, for example, from the stage of inquiry directly to negotiation. It can be so. Maybe in progress, goes directly to paid. And this sales funnel, it actually exactly this report, it actually accounts these changes and adjusts. So every single time when you skip the funnel stage, this one mirrors exactly that.
Sure.
So sales funnel with conversions, this one, it doesn't account the difference. So when you move deal, for example, from inquiry to negotiation, this sales funnel with conversion, it only matters is that the conversion. So it pretends that you dragged your deal from inquiry to in process to negotiation. While sales funnels shows exactly what you've done and moved from inquiry, dropping negotiation, and that would be it. Am I understandable?
So basically, what I got out of that is, with conversions, we're only looking at the conversion. We're not worried about what stage of the sales funnel actually what happens. So if you are trying to basically look at the results of your sales funnels and what stages you're having troubles with, you're just going to have to go to your original sales funnel analytical report. If you do want to just concentrate on the conversion itself, we do have a separate report for that, and that will cover just your conversions, but that will not in detail how well your steps in your funnel are working. So that's going to be the little difference here.
Let's go to our next report, and that would be a comparison. Previously, we discussed seasonality and promotions, any sales. If you want to compare two periods of time for your business, that would be the right thing. First period, let's do it last 7 days. And last week, maybe? Why not? And here we have two graphs that show you, let's do instead of last week and this week. Because it's not full, but still, we can compare it.
Almost the end of the week,
So orange graph is what we done last week, and we see that last week on Tuesday, we had some income that we didn't have this time. Obviously, 1 week is not at all visible for, in terms of analytics, but if you compare months or even years of progress, you can see how the graph's changing, and you can see seasonality, and you can see promotions.
100%. What I like to do is, you can compare the quarters, maybe you can even compare, like you said, years. So then exactly, if you want to compare, 2021 winter to, 2022 winter when it comes up, then you'll have that available. And again, guys, you don't have to manually go in and push all these numbers and what dates you need. Boom, you go in, the field's already there. You say you want to compare this year to the last period, and it makes it very easy. And once analytical data gets easy, that's when it becomes very helpful for you. And once it becomes helpful for you, we understand it's going to help you save a lot more money and invest more money into where it needs investment.
Here you also can add fields. So if you want to compare a specific model of conditioner through years, you can do that too as well. And our reports are fully transparent, as we said before, so you can see what kind of data you have for every single date, current date, previous date. You can see you had these deals, that date you have these deals. So everything is accountable, and you can go there and check what exactly went wrong or what exactly went good in that particular date and time. Sales trend, another report of very nice one. Let's do this week. And we see here how many initial and repeat purchases we had. That means how many first-time clients we acquired and how many clients came back to us. Sometimes businesses thrive on customers that come and go and never come back. So our first clients will be the only clients that you have in general, but sometimes customer loyalty is what you actually strive for and how you survive as a business. For example, as a conditioner, you probably want to live with the loyalty of customers because
it's a pretty big purchase. Pretty large purchase.
Big purchase, and it's better if you spend more time, many times to come back
Yes.
and purchase some service or
maintenance.
cleaning, maintenance.
Exactly.
Yes.
And this is the part where I wanted to basically touch base on what I was saying previously. So here you can actually check out which of your managers are working the way you want them to work with your clients, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean by, you can see here that some of our managers work better with initial customers. So clients that come in for your first time, they're a first time buyer, they might be a little bit interested, might not know a little bit about the product. So you have and you see which of your managers are, they might be a little bit more friendly, they might be a little bit more better with introductions, I'm not sure. So maybe you start off those managers with those clients, right?
Yeah.
And then we can actually see which of your managers are the closers, which of those managers, even if it's a repeat customer or if it's a new customer, you see at which part they can actually close the client and see when it comes back to the client.
Yeah.
Now, Kate, I do have one question regarding this here. Sure. When you do have certain managers, right, that they're working, let's say, on an air conditioner and they're trying to sell it. Let's say I start working on the deal, correct? But then maybe as I'm just maybe someone that introduces the client to our services, and then I pass along that deal to a different manager. Okay. How will that reflect in our analytical system?
All right. According to our CRM rules, there is only one responsible person at a time. Okay. It is always responsible person, and it is only one person. That's it. There is no two people, so you will not have deal that went to doubled, for example, to double people, or separated for some reason price in half. No, there is no such thing. We have only one person, and in the end, when you finish your deal as a won or lost deal, that will be the only responsible person that will get all the prize or shame for that.
Yeah. So that's why if you did have questions regarding, if we do have a multi-manager system and you're passing down sales, again, you can only have one responsible person at a time when you are working with a sale. So what does that mean? You can, of course, you can actually add different managers into the card, see how they're helping out, but they're not going to be responsible for the sale. The person that's responsible for the sale at the end of the sale process and at the funnel, as Kate said, when the deal is won, that's the person who's going to be responsible for winning the deal.
Yes. And since we're talking about sales plans and sales in general, let's do the sales plan. And here our section, the sales plans, where you can set up plans individually or for the whole team in general. And here we have configuration. You can configure the time period of this plan, targets and views by employees, by pipeline, company-wide, so on. And you can separately, XULI sounds very taxing because just a bit. So here we have rapid decrease in our plan, but still XULI is not that stress anymore. As you see, that's in August, so it's for the next one, next month, not now. That's why we don't see any progress still, but if we move the deals in August, we will see how the plan actually moves along the bars and stones.
Yes. Yeah. And anyone who's been in sales really knows how competitive it can get, and that's why these sales plans, I mean, I'm not saying you should establish, a sales competition every day in the office, but what I am saying is it's nice for other people on your sales team to see the goals that they're trying to reach and that their colleagues are trying to reach. Yeah. This kind of just gives it a natural competitive field inside your business where each manager wants to make more money and sell more. So that's why I think here it's very nice that any person can go and say, okay, this is how I'm working compared to a different person inside my team.
Yeah, so sometimes it reduces anxiety because some people tend to think, oh, what am I doing very bad? And others do like 100%. Yeah. Because usually conversion, it's not that high. Actually, we're doing very great as a business, like 80% of conversion. It's super cool. Usually conversion rates are like 10% if you're very lucky.
With the air conditioning business, I'm sure it's not the highest.
Yeah, we are like brilliant sales here. Yeah. And here you can see statistics per employee, and you can see every deal that they finished if you want to check this in detail.
Again, beautiful, vivid layout interface that you can interact with, see the details. of the whole graph. I really love this. I really love this because, again, it gives you a big visual. If any of your, sales team comes to you and say, listen, I want more deals, I want more sales, we'll say, okay, let's see how you're doing. You pull up your analytical graphs and you say, listen, mate, this is how you're working compared to this person. So, the numbers, as cliche as it is, numbers don't lie. And that's why our analytical data, it makes it so easy and so simple for you to effectively use your analytical data.
And here we go into the section of our clients. What kind of clients do we have according to our CRM system?
Yes.
It's always important to understand how many clients you have and
maybe you
how
can
many,
even start
yeah,
a
average
loyalty
check.
program or something like that. If a client's treating you well, you want to treat them even better. So if they're coming back to you, maybe you want to make a sale for them, maybe a special promotion just for this client based on the number of times they've came back to you, based on the amount of money that they've spent with you. You can offer them a special promotion. And this is, again, a nice, beautiful visual way of doing this.
According to our CRM, generally we have only one deal. Well, it's understandable because we have air conditioning, and air conditioning is a big sale. Sometimes you will have 3-5 deals per customer, and it will be usual that your customers come back again and again, and you need to maintain that. Here you can see the top list of our customers that keep coming back, and you can see how many times they came to your CRM and initiated the deal, and how many deals you won. As you can see, Daniel Russell, our top client, came here 4 times, and he purchased 3 times from us.
Yes.
While Gary the snail, he crawled to us 3 times, but only 1 purchase was made. Maybe something was wrong. You can actually go here and see the winning deal, and you can see, if you want, you can see the Gary card and all his history line of all interactions with him. And it is important to understand sometimes what went wrong.
Yeah, maybe you weren't selling him the right thing. Maybe the manager, you can actually see, okay, this manager tried twice with him, didn't work. Third manager came in, maybe a switch of faces, whatever it might be, got the job done. Again, maybe it wasn't just the person, maybe it's the thing that they're offering. Maybe it was a promotion during that exact time period. So all these variables that are constantly moving, you can always basically control them and then get some analytics and numbers behind them, which is really great.
Another client concerning topic we have here is top grossing clients. And let's have a look. Top grossing clients are clients that give us the most money.
Yes, it's what we need for our business.
Yes. Sometimes your business is not about how many times. Sometimes customers just come in many times. They spend little, but they come back and come back and come back. And this little, it's like drops of the ocean finally filling the ocean. But sometimes your purchases are luxury, and it is a one-time thing, and you should strive to get as much as possible from that client. And this graph shows you exactly that, how much money your clients spend from you in general.
Yes. And these clients, guys, anytime you see these clients, reach out to them. Make sure you're always in constant contact with them, because you see the amount of money that they're spending with you and that they're generating for your business. It's not going to kill you to reach out, ask how they are. Maybe you see that Christmas time comes around, holiday season comes around. You can actually send them a couple of presents, something nice like that, just for the loyalty. And again, we're bringing this back to our Bitrix24 CRM system, that this is all in one place, all in one ecosystem, ready for your managers to work with.
It's also very important to sometimes check this out. What if the successful client, what exactly went right with this one?
Exactly.
Yes, you need to check, and you can actually check what exactly went right with this guy that he spends so much money. Maybe it's personal circumstances, but maybe it's something that you can repeat and repeat and repeat.
Exactly. It might be a golden manager that you have, right? But it might be your product, so it's really good to know.
If you run any marketing campaigns and you need to get advertisement ROI or traffic reports, here is your section to try. Unfortunately, we don't use our open communications because we are a fake company. And we can't simulate connections with others.
Yeah, so if you do want to basically get your AdWords in there, your social media marketing, all that stuff, you can go in and have that sales analytics couple of buttons you need to click, you sync them up, and you're ready to go. And again, you'll have more analytical data from your CRM to your social media channels and your advertisement channels, which makes it really easy. And actually, later down in the webinar, we'll actually show you how to take your analytical data to a couple of main platforms like Power BI and Google Data Studios. But we'll get that. We'll get to that later.
My report section is generally a very visual explanation of what exactly going on in your company. What kind of communications you use the most, communication load, manager's load, and so on. There are many details that you can look after. Deals, how many deals you have right now, moving and processing, how is it going. It's actually very interesting to look at when you have time, and sometimes it's interesting to understand where your customers come from so you can enhance and maybe improve that communication channels. If you see that main customers come from live chat, you will probably need to teach your managers how to answer to live chat in 5 seconds time. Yes.
Again, here, if you have a lot of different sales teams going on, a lot of different sales projects going on, this is your quick view where you don't need to basically have a data analytics session every single day with the team. You go in at the end of the day, you see how well you're doing, you see how well the project or the company or the team is doing, and then you kind of have a general idea, how well you're doing for that day, and then slowly, the next day and the next day and then the next week and then the next month. So it's a quick visualization of your whole sales team and what's going on, which makes it really easy and simple to know what's up and where you can improve, basically.
Contacts and companies are pretty same reports depending on are you B2B or B2C business. But generally they're talking about new customers or new companies and acquiring, and that's it. We are more like B2C business. So for us, contacts is the general report we need, and we have acquired 19 customers, fictional ones though. But
very
still.
Good for fictional business.
Indeed. Invoice is pretty same. How much invoices going on with you and how much you have. As you see, we have none. Fictional money don't work. My activities are usually resolved for all your communications, and you see there as none. If you use online store, you can see specific reports for that. Call statistics is more about telephony that we don't have and we didn't connect. But if you have some, you might use these statistics useful, especially call density, for example. When you need more managers to answer the calls, for example. This is very good, again, for all our call centers. I know a lot of call centers do use Bitrix24 and businesses like it. So here you basically know when and how the managers are calling, how well they're calling, and you get all that data inside. So basically every feature inside Bitrix24, you do get an analytical data piece of it that gets put into the CRM system. Like I said, I can't stress it enough that when you have all this in one place, it makes it so much easier. I remember before Bitrix24, it was about 6 different things that you're trying to do and trying to open up these tabs, all in one place. Bitrix24, best analytical data, and the most simple, most effective ones. Yes, and conversation statistics will be our last operational slice. And this is about your communications in general. And it is interesting, but this one is a demo data. Demo data means that it's purely fictional and purely for aesthetic purposes in our account. If you open your analytics for the first time, you will see that even the rest of your reports are filled with such fictional data, and you can just hide it with demo data right now. As you see, everything is gone. Our fictional communications doesn't happen. So that would be it for now with operating slices, and we going deeper.
So, Kate, this is something that I spoke about earlier, right? We're not saying that you need to get rid of your whole analytical team, we'll say, but Bitrix24 doesn't just give you these basic little bar graphs and information. We are going to take your analytics to a new height. And how are we going to do that? Well, first of all, you're going to get a lot more details, right? You're not just going to get one slice, but you can actually get the whole pie. As we are talking about your CRM today, and it is a CRM based show, it's not just going to show you how well your managers are working. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is how you can actually fully build your analytical reports with the power of different basically products and companies such as Microsoft Power BI and Google Data Studios, correct?
Yes, and right now I want to underline that operating slices that we offer is basically enough for small and medium business because it gives you understanding of what you have now, and you can plan what you want to do in the future, and you understand how you work, you understand history of your interactions. It gives you a really comprehensive understanding of what you do, how you do, and you can control it and you can improve it. And basically that's enough. If you want to go deeper into analytical slices and be very specific with reports, that we have tools to offer. And let's go back to our account to BI Analytics. Connection happens here. You have two different types. It's Data Studio and Power BI Studio. And it is important to understand that it is not our software, it's the integration. And this integration will ask you permission to extract data from your CRM into their platform to process it. And once you do a connection, you will be able to structure your reports there on their software basis and upload it back here in Bitrix CRM here in Manage Reports. So all reporting that you have, you might actually submit to Bitrix24 for other managers to see. And they will need key to access it.
Right, and that's a very helpful feature. You can actually fully allow which of your managers has the key to that analytical report. And as someone who works with Power BI, I know everyone, once you're used to working with something, you're used to working with it. So that's why with Bitrix24, like Claire said, like my colleague Kate said, that when you do this integration, it is a integration with it. So every day, Bitrix24, we're trying to give more and more information, so then your analytical reports inside Power BI and Google Data Studios will be much better. So here, right away, we're not saying that it will, all the data is going to be right away, they're ready for you. Every day, more and more data will get added, and the integration is only going to get better. So here, what Kate just showed you, it's a very simple process to set this all up, connect it, and no matter where you even want to work from, whether it's your own visual reporting in Microsoft BI, right, or whether it's inside your Bitrix24 CRM portal, your analytical data is going to be ready, and it's going to be ready for you to be used in such a helpful way to help improve your business and help your managers grow and your sales improve.
All right, it's time to finish up, and today we covered the basic analytical tools we have in our Bitrix24 CRM system, and we hope that it was helpful and you have better understanding of what we have to offer on the very basic plans that we have.
Yes, again, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to drop a like, make sure to leave a comment, and make sure to join us for our next CRM Today webinar. So until next time, guys, bye-bye.
Thank you, cheers.